Howdy folks, hope you all had a great weekend and welcome to what is not an episode of Mingles with Jingles. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. Right, so normally on the first weekend of every month, on the first Sunday of the first weekend of every month, we have a Salt Mine Discord server Q&A where you can basically ask me anything and I spend an hour answering all of your questions, and that goes up the following day, today, as the weekly episode of Mingles with Jingles. Clearly that is not happening today. It's not happening because the Salt Mine Discord Q&A didn't happen. And the Salt Mine Discord Q&A didn't happen was because I had to go to hospital to see my best friend Eddie. So here's the situation. And it's not good. I'm sure you all know Eddie. I mean, if you tune into this video, then you all know and love Eddie as much as I do. Well, maybe not quite as much, but I'm sure you all love him. Because he's just a lovable kind of guy. Well, 11 days ago, Eddie was admitted to hospital with an obstructed bowel. So for a while before that, he just hadn't been feeling well. He was off his food, he had no appetite, he was struggling to sleep. He'd been to see the doctor before, was prescribed some medication that made him even worse, and then he went back to see the doctor, and the doctor said, hospital now. And it was an obstructed bowel. The thing is, there are all kinds of things that can obstruct your bowel. Some of them are relatively harmless. Some of them not so much. And 2 days ago, the diagnosis came in. He'd been warned that it could be bad, and it was basically as bad as it could possibly get. Eddie has bowel cancer, and it's inoperable. They can't remove it. It's going to kill him. He's only 43 years old. So I spent Sunday at the hospital seeing my friend. The immediate prognosis was that they're going to have to do surgery to bypass the cancerous growth in his gut so he can actually eat. But while we were there, we got some good news, cautiously optimistic news. They're going to put him on a very aggressive course of chemotherapy and radiotherapy. So that's going to be shit. But it potentially could shrink the tumour down to a size where they can actually operate on it. But at the very least, even if it remains inoperable and it is going to kill him, he'll have a few years rather than a few months. So none of this is good news, but it's not as immediately terrible as everybody assumed it was when I went to see him at the hospital this morning. So that is why there's no Mingles with Jingles today. And that pissed Eddie off, by the way, because he's lying there in hospital on his side, having his guts drained through a tube. And he was really looking forward to Mingles with Jingles to give him an hour of something to do on Monday. Sorry, Eddie, but it's your fault. But I know he's going to be looking at the comments of this video anyway. So if you want to say anything to him, now's your chance. You know where the comment section is. So that's the situation. And I do apologise for there not actually being a proper episode of Mingles with Jingles today, but I'm sure you can understand why not. So thank you for listening. Apologies for there not being a proper video for you today. Normal service will resume tomorrow. And as always, take care. And I'll catch you next time.